a southbound problem, so there's less traffic and it's still early on. So backup is really in the immediate area. 45 the Gulf Freeway, all southbound main lanes are shut down at El Dorado. You see traffic is forced to utilize a service road, and luckily that service road is now open. Earlier this morning and overnight it was to shut down. You can see there are brake lights in the area, so plan on taking either Beamer or Highway 3 if you don't want to even get close to this area, which I think I would do. By now, we're starting to see enough buildup that there will be a little line of traffic to sit through, and this is looking from our Bay Area camera. So I'll take you to the maps. You can get a glimpse of where we're talking about. Here's Ellington Field. This would be the NASA area. This is Clear Lake. This is the Friendswood area. This is the south part of the Beltway, and 45 Gulf headed out toward Galveston is what's impacted. So anybody headed toward League City, Dickinson, or Galveston, this is likely your regular route. For more information on what exactly happened overnight and how this even started, how it looked, let's head out to my colleague Julissa Garza, who's deadly. However, for drivers, it is painful because all southbound main lanes are cut off here at El Dorado, right near Ellington Field, Baybrook Mall, and the feeder road is getting busier and busier, but I just checked 2351, the camera shot right behind El Dorado, and traffic is still moving well. So you're only going to be delayed right in the immediate area. And if you just plan ahead, maybe you want to consider taking Beamer or Highway 3. Those are the two best options I can give you headed southbound toward Galveston. You can see that one vehicle headed in on the HOV lane, not going to be impacted. So HOV lane is good to go headed into Houston. If you are leaving League City or coming in from Dickinson, here are your main lane headlights. Might occasionally expect a brake light here. Don't let your guard down. Stay off of your cell phones because drivers on this side are likely going to brake when they see a half a dozen to a dozen police vehicles scattered and when they see no southbound drivers getting through on the main lanes. It just becomes a distraction. Everybody looks over to the other side of the highway. So that's what's happening on I-45 near Baybrook Mall and near Bay Area. As you can see, our other vantage point here looking from our camera. So the red is going to continue to lengthen as long as this stays put. It's going to take a while to clear. That tanker caught fire. I mean, huge flames to the point where you can't even recognize the truck. It's pretty much burned all the way. So it's terrible. Headed past that, you're going to be flying along at posted speeds. 225, I am noticing some delays right around Pasadena, Burrell. We have some road work, so you can see emergency crews are out there, but traffic is able to get through. So heads up with those conditions. And Cheetah, yesterday, West Park was already backed up with road work. This morning, no road work to stop drivers. Looking good here at Addicts Clothing.
Good.
Traffic right now that you'll have to fight through if you're headed out toward Galveston County. Anybody headed toward League City, Dickinson from downtown, because this is all a southbound main lane closure. It is stretching for about 2 miles. Like I said, your GPS is going to reroute you to 35 or toward Old Galveston Road. You could also take Beamer, but don't take the service road. Don't count on that. Everyone is forced to use that, so it's going to be backed up in the area, of course. So we will keep you posted on how this area is shaping up, but you don't want to be right near the scene. So of course, Friendswood is going to be a problem headed down toward League City. Like I said, Highway 3, 35, or Beamer, all good options right now as I've just checked your alternate routes. We have a little bit of road work on 225 working at Burrell and a new problem right near the Galleria. I'll talk about the Galleria in a second because you may want to avoid that area. These are the flashing lights you can see off of 225 inbound at Burrell, just right side. You'll need to slow your speeds, but otherwise not impacting the drive time in from LaPorte too poorly. However, in front of the Galleria, most of the lanes are blocked. This is 610 southbound just before you get to 59. One left lane gets through headed toward Bel Air, and this is the ramp that takes you to downtown Houston, which is open, but Cheetah already, but there's not. It's taking you away from the delays that you're seeing here. Gulf Freeway southbound main lanes continue to remain shut down here at El Dorado after a fire that took place a few hours back, but there has been a charred vehicle. Luckily, the driver made it out okay, so that's not a problem. But for drivers, things continually stack up in that area. Earlier this morning, it wasn't too bad of a problem. Now, I'm definitely recommending an alternate route because you see the sea of brake lights. Before, it was just the feeder road that was open southbound. Even earlier than that, folks had to drive through Bay Area, the mall right there, the Baybrook Mall. But if you plan ahead, Highway 3 or Old Galveston Road, you could take Beamer or 35 through Friendswood. This is not impacting the inbound HOV lane. That's still running on time. Main lanes, you can expect just a little bit of rubbernecking as you travel in from Dickinson and in from League City. So that's problem number one. The other thing that I wanted to tell you, 225, still some flashing lights with road work inbound at Burrell. This isn't a big deal for drivers, but enough of a distraction that I don't even want you to get into like a little fender bender. So stay off of your phones, expect some brake lights in this area as drivers try to maneuver about and avoid that right lane. We had a major problem on 69 at the West Loop. However, they cleared it up rather quickly. Might be brake lights right around the West Park curve. 35 minutes for your drive time in from Sugar Land. HOV lane is running on time. We also had another bad crash off of the 610 West Loop. It was southbound at 69 right around Westheimer, Richmond, and it looks like we now have a new problem on the other side of the highway. I can tell you, Cheetah, I know we both travel this all the time. It's backed up almost to I-10, again in the southbound direction. So any drivers that want to take like, you know, North Post Oak or Chimney Rock, one of those side streets, otherwise it's just going to be packed early on.
That's a tough spot.
But Julissa is right. There's enough of a shutdown and enough emergency crews where it's frustrating because some people just want to get through, others want to take a look. Air 11 over the scene of all of those southbound lanes that are closed and will be. You can't even recognize this. This was a tanker truck. It has literally been burned to the ground, basically. So I'm so glad that the driver made it out safely. Inbound HOV lanes still running on time. Inbound main lanes looking good. If you're coming in from Clear Lake, in from Galveston County, and you're worried about this, it is a southbound problem. So only if you're headed down toward the island or out toward Dickinson or League City do you need an alternate route, because you don't want to sit through the backup. It's pretty bad now. It stretches definitely for 2.5 to 3 miles past 2351 because all traffic is diverted to the service road. So I would highly recommend Old Galveston Road. I just checked conditions. They don't look too bad. Beamer is also a great alternate route, or you're more than welcome to take 35 down south. Otherwise, we still have flashing lights on 225 with ongoing road work at Burrell, and then some traffic along the 610 loop as well. South Loop at Broad, we had a feeder road problem, so it was a little bit busier on the southeast corner of the loop. Here's that road work that I'm talking about that's blocking a right lane on 225 at Burrell. Not a ton of traffic coming in from LaPorte, but enough of a distraction. I am still looking at heavy conditions southbound on the West Loop as we had an earlier problem right around Richmond, so I just wanted to show you the Post Oak camera. And one more thing to tell you about. This weekend, Metro Rail service will be interrupted. The red, green, and purple line service will be adjusted for maintenance, so they will be running shuttle service every 10 minutes. Cheetah, good flee, but look at the debris field here. This is not going to clear up anytime soon. Air 11 over the scene of the Gulf Freeway, southbound main lanes that are completely cut off at El Dorado. This was the top of a tanker truck. You can't even recognize that it was even that type of a truck. They have gallons that are spilled of gasoline here, so that's another cleanup process. Plenty of emergency response personnel on scene, so do not count on the Gulf Freeway being reopened southbound in the Baybrook area for quite some time. We have a long line of traffic. It stretches just past 2351. I am noticing some more delays along Beamer at 2351, and also traffic beginning to pile up on Old Galveston Road, even though that's a great alternate instead of sitting through the southbound traffic that you see here. I would not want you to be stuck in that because it is costing you big time as far as minutes from Southeast Houston down to League City and down to Dickinson. If you're riding in from Galveston, still clean and green all the way up until you get near Hobby, which is usual. It's the airport, College, Belfort type of traffic there. 225, still some flashing lights with ongoing road work at Burrell. Again, not a big deal if you're leaving LaPorte. It's just worth a mention because you do need to slow your speeds and have your cell phones at bay. Another thing to note, North Loop, we had an earlier problem westbound at 45. It wasn't there very long, but a ton of brake lights stretching past 69. So extra heavy on the North Loop. And Cheetah, visibility back to the Gulf.
Oh.
Yeah, at 61st. I hope drivers have their fog lamps on this morning.
Yeah.